Everything changed as soon as this headline appeared online. When fans woke up, rumors circulated that Tamar Braxton had made an unexpected move, and by midday, those rumors had spread like wildfire on social media. Explosive reports that are making the rounds on the internet claim that Tamar has filed a lawsuit against Mendeecees, citing an enigmatic DNA test and what sources describe as strong pressure to spend the night together. No one is claiming that this truly happened, and the internet was already ablaze with speculations, responses, and contentious discussions before anyone could even comprehend what it meant. However, the reports themselves are now the narrative, because everything fans believe to be true about this chaotic, emotional life would be completely rewritten if these charges were even partially accurate. An already convoluted tale of celebrity. According to others familiar with the matter, Tamar felt trapped. She is caught between revealing what she thinks is a secret and defending her family. The thing that has everyone talking is the purported DNA test, which has not been made public. It is being portrayed as the last straw that caused her to file a lawsuit. According to insiders, the allegation that Mendeecees forced her to stay the night was the tipping point in a situation that had been developing covertly for months. According to reports, friends have broken up. Some others are supporting Tamar, claiming that she is at last advocating for herself. Some are wondering why this tale is being released at this time, and whether there is more going on behind the scenes than anyone is aware of. Fans are taken aback. Online, people's emotions were running high, and comment sections were full of people asking for answers that nobody seemed prepared to provide. Anonymous insider tips, voice notes that were released, and screenshots have begun to circulate. Every one of them adds another level of uncertainty and drama. The concept of a court fight, a DNA test, and overnight pressure being connected has caused the family to become split and the internet to become utterly fixated. Just when many thought this story couldn't get much wilder, what is actually happening with Mendeecees and Tamar Braxton? And why are these reports just now coming to light? Everyone is attempting to piece together that narrative. According to the sources, things began subtly, almost imperceptibly, the kind of stress that builds silently until erupting. People claiming to be close to the matter said Tamar had been trying to keep the peace while carrying a heavy secret for months. As questions continued to pile up in her head, on social media, admirers saw a change in her demeanor. Even when she was smiling, her eyes appeared worn, and her laughter seemed forced. According to friends, the pressure was increasing behind closed doors, and Mendeecees was the focal point of everything. According to the rumors circulating on the internet, the first crack emerged following a private discussion that escalated into a furious dispute. According to insiders, guys apparently confronted Tamar regarding rumors that had been going around for weeks, accusing her of keeping something significant from him. According to reports, Tamar, who was already upset, broke down and informed him that she had been aloof for a cause that she could no longer ignore. The DNA test is said to have come into play at that point. Despite the lack of an official document, enthusiasts are already fixated on the test. According to a family member, Tamar walked from room to room while mumbling prayers under her breath, while holding the envelope in her hands for hours before opening it. She reportedly sobbed so much that she was having trouble breathing when she finally read the results and fell into the couch. According to those same sources, Mendeecees' paternity was seriously called into question by the test. If true, it would be a revelation that would alter everything. The concept alone has stunned fans, and speculations, screenshots, and emotional responses have filled social media. The dispute allegedly became heated when Tamar confronted Mendeecees about what she says the DNA test showed. Old wounds were torn open, voices were shouted, and tears were poured. Mendeecees denied everything, according to witnesses, claiming the test was fraudulent and accusing Tamar of attempting to ruin his reputation. These accounts claim that he pushed her to explain why she had been silent for so long and insisted that she prove it. The family was split, with some solidly supporting Mendeecees, and others siding with Tamar. The moment that completely altered the situation's tone then arrived. According to insiders, Mendeecees coerced Tamar into staying the night with him by saying it was the only way they could mend their relationship. According to reports, Tamar felt stuck, caught between the need for resolution and her intense discomfort with the demands made on her. She reportedly informed her friends that she felt like her suffering was being exploited. Tension between them became unavoidable as emotions ran high. Unverified texts that are currently making the rounds online depict what fans believe to be Tamar pleading for space as Mendeecees continues to insist on a private meeting. She allegedly stated in one message that she could no longer pretend everything was okay, and that she needed time to analyze the DNA results. These screenshots show Mendeecees' insistence that she come over, claiming that she was overreacting and that they could discuss it face. The tone stuns fans, and many claim it sounds like a struggle for dominance. Family members allegedly attempted to step in instead of having a chat between two people who care about each other. Before things got out of control, one relative says they sat them both down and pleaded with them to calm down. Tamar apparently told them she didn't know who to trust anymore, that she felt emotionally uncomfortable, and that the pressure was sending her into a downward spiral. Mendeecees, on the other hand, is reported to have maintained that Tamar's mind was being poisoned against him by the internet, and that she was being influenced by outside voices. Shouting, tears, and allegations that had been suppressed for years reportedly filled the room. The situation only became more chaotic as the days went by. Fans saw Tamar erasing postings, unfollowing individuals, and posting mysterious statements about truth and treachery. "Sometimes the people you trust the most are the ones who hurt you the deepest," said one message. The comments section erupted. While some supporters urged her to clarify what was actually going on with Mendeecees, others showered her page with hearts and prayers. The internet felt like it was witnessing a real-life soap opera in real time, and emotions were running high. According to reports, the pressure got intolerable behind the scenes. According to a friend, Tamar started discussing filing a lawsuit because she could no longer bear the uncertainty and anxiety. She apparently informed them that the nocturnal pressure and the DNA test were serious concerns that required formal attention, not only personal ones. She was afraid of going to court, but she believed it was the only way to defend herself and at last be heard. Many fans claim they never thought the drama would go this far, and they are stunned that it has come to this stage. The same sources claim that Mendeecees was caught off guard by the legal rumors. He allegedly told friends that gossip blogs were manipulating the narrative to get clicks, and that Tamar was making things up. He maintained that the DNA test was being used against him, and that he had never coerced her into doing anything. However, the harm had already been done. The story took on a life of its own once the reports appeared on blogs, with every little detail turning into a headline. The family was already broken up by the time the court case rumors became popular. Some family members chose sides and blocked each other on the internet, refusing to communicate with one another. Friends who used to celebrate birthdays and holidays together were now talking to each other behind closed doors out of fear of saying the wrong thing. The speed at which everything fell apart had fans in disbelief. Many claim that it's like seeing an unstoppable slow-motion crash. Tamar is reportedly sitting by herself in the midst of it all, reliving every discussion, disagreement, and terror. According to sources, she is constantly questioning whether speaking up was the right thing to do, whether it will finally bring her peace, or whether it will only cause more havoc. The plot is still developing, and the anxiety increases with each new report. The truth seems more elusive as the inquiries grow louder. The night after those first, according to unnamed sources, the darkest disagreement to date was the explosive one. According to reports, Tamar was sitting in her living room with the lights off, holding her phone, and gazing at the screen, while message after message continued to arrive. Some were frustrated, some were defensive, and some expressed regret. Her feelings are being pulled in various directions by each one. Friends said she continued telling herself in hushed tones that all she wanted was the truth, not another altercation, not another pledge that would vanish the following day. According to a close acquaintance, Tamar eventually lost it and called them after midnight, trying to convey everything that had transpired in a trembling voice. According to reports, she said that the DNA test had opened a door that she would never be able to shut again. Everyone was now attempting to silence her once more. She admitted to them that she felt bad about considering taking legal action at all. At the same time, though, she felt as though she had been forced into a corner with no way out. She repeatedly asked the same question, her emotions running high. What if I'm mistaken? According to the reports, Mendeecees was giving his inner circle a completely different account. Those who claimed to have spoken with him claimed that he felt deceived and taken by surprise. He allegedly claimed that the DNA test was faulty and that the timing of everything was strange, claiming it felt more like a setup than a coincidence, because he was convinced that Tamar was allowing outside voices to turn her against. According to friends, he was upset, furious, and determined to clear his name before the internet decided what would happen to him. When a supposed secret meeting was set up at the house of a mutual friend, things got out of hand. According to reports, the instant Tamar entered, the atmosphere was tight, her eyes were puffy from sobbing, and her shoulders were rigid. Mendeecees was already there, practicing his speech by pacing back and forth. The stillness felt more weighty than the words. That came when they eventually sat down. According to witnesses, the exchange swiftly descended into a flurry of allegations as they both spoke over one another in an attempt to be heard. Tamar allegedly requested him to disclose the results of the DNA test after placing it on the table. She stated that she was sick of feeling like her suffering was being disregarded and that she deserved honesty, not just justifications. According to reports, Mendeecees shoved the paper away and declared that he did not trust it, accusing her of believing rumors rather than him. The place felt like it was going to blow up at that moment, and people were crying and raising their voices. Relatives attempted to calm them down, pleading with them to stop before saying anything that could never be undone. But this caused division within the family. These reports state that the nighttime pressure reappeared at that time. Mendeecees allegedly assured Tamar that everything could be resolved if they spent the night together and had uninterrupted conversations. According to Tamar, she froze because she thought the suggestion went too far. According to reports, she informed him that her confidence had been betrayed, and that intimacy could not undo the damage caused by honesty. Everyone sensed the change when the room fell silent. The point at when, following that encounter, hope turned into something far darker. According to the tale, Tamar fully withdrew. She concentrated on safeguarding her mental health and avoided taking calls and replying to messages. She spent days with her family, sobbing, praying, and trying to figure out what to do next, according to friends. According to one witness, she repeatedly stated that she didn't desire retribution. All she wanted was tranquility. Peace, however, seemed unattainable. The pressure increased as the questions remained unanswered as the story was taken up by gossip bloggers. Comment sections became battlegrounds as headlines screamed about DNA testing and court cases. Fans are taken aback by how swiftly the story developed, with some endorsing Tamar and others standing up for Mendeecees. As strangers quarreled over a tale they only learned through rumors and leaks, emotions were running high. Every new post feeds the flames. Tamar are apparently found it difficult to breathe due to everything. She reportedly felt as though her whole life was being examined for amusement. According to sources, her suffering became a news story. She apparently confided in others that the pressure she experienced overnight was about control and feeling as like her limits were being disregarded. Rather than just one night, they claim that she became more inclined to consider filing a lawsuit after realizing this. Not out of rage but out of a need to defend herself. Mendeecees, on the other hand, are reportedly in damage control mode. According to reports, he asked friends, relatives, and even former acquaintances to defend him and give his side of the tale. While others agreed and posted ambiguous statements about truth and loyalty, others remained silent out of fear of getting pulled into the storm. The family was split up, confused about who to trust, and afraid of what might happen next. According to an insider, Mendeecees thought about making his own statement at one point but was told to hold off, because he thought it would just make matters worse. Rather, he is said to have watched while the story developed without him. Every rumor seemed like a brick being placed to the wall, separating him and Tamar. He reportedly felt helpless because he believed there would be no turning back once the internet determined who was right and wrong. According to rumors, Tamar is getting ready for what is described as a legal struggle behind closed doors. Friends claim she has been recording everything, saving texts, noting dates, and attempting to make sense of the pandemonium, even though nothing has been verified. She apparently informed them that while she didn't want her life to turn into a drama in court, she also didn't want to experience such brokenness once more. The tension keeps building as the narrative progresses. The family is still split, fans are stunned, and emotions are running high. Every fresh rumor exacerbates the already existing fissures, and the question gets louder every day. It's not only about the overnight pressure or the DNA test, it's also about whether this story will ever end or if it's just getting started. The same reports state that everyone engaged experienced the days that followed as a slow-moving nightmare, because she never knew what new rumor or leaked message would be waiting for her. Tamar apparently woke up every morning with her heart beating and was terrified to check her phone. According to friends, she began recording everything in a tiny notebook. Every call, every text, every unpleasant situation, because she wanted to tell the truth if she ever had to defend herself in court. They claim it had nothing to do with retaliation, it has to do with surviving. According to the narrative, she had an unexpected guest at her home one afternoon. With tears in their eyes, a longtime family friend who had once been close to both. Tamar and Mendeecees appeared and pleaded with her to think twice before going public. They allegedly warned her that everyone would be destroyed by a court case. The kids would suffer, and the family would never be able to get past the aftermath. Tamar reportedly listened in silence before declaring that she had already lost too much of herself in an attempt to make everyone else feel at ease. Insiders claim that at that point, she realized she couldn't continue to handle this on her own. According to reports, Mendeecees has been spiraling in his own direction. According to sources, he stopped sleeping and began mentally reliving every interaction. He wondered how things had gotten so out of his hands. He allegedly told friends that the DNA test had come to represent everything that was wrong and that he felt like he was being portrayed as a villain in a narrative he did not understand. He was adamant that the truth will surface. However, the cacophony on the internet grew louder every day. When what fans believed to be a leaked voice message started making the rounds, things took even another drastic turn. In it, a lady who sounds like Tamar is heard sobbing and expressing that she no longer trusts anyone because she feels terrified, confused, and under pressure. She apparently claims that she never intended to harm anyone, but she is unable to maintain harmony by acting as though nothing is wrong. Fans are astounded by how unpolished and cracked her voice sounded after the video went viral. That disclosure allegedly sent the family into crisis mode, despite the fact that no one has verified its veracity. Group conversations erupted, emergency calls were placed, and family members pleaded with both sides to cease communicating with the blogs. According to an insider, there was a heated family gathering when everyone attempted to establish guidelines on what could and could not be disclosed. Tamar apparently informed them that while she would continue to defend herself in private, she would remain mute in public for the time being. Mendeecees, on the other hand, is reported to have claimed that the disclosures demonstrated how unjust the situation had become, and that the internet was trying him before anyone heard the whole tale. The speed at which allegiance lines were established has fans in disbelief. Certain celebrities shared cryptic remarks about protecting boundaries and trusting in women. Others hinted that the reality is never as straightforward as what the headlines portray. The comment sections became emotional battlefields as people took sides and their emotions ran high. Watching strangers quarrel about their suffering as if it were a TV show split the family. According to reports, Tamar is meeting with legal counsel behind closed doors in an effort to comprehend her alternatives without making any firm commitments. Friends said that she was terrified of making a decision she couldn't reverse, so she asked a lot of questions. She apparently informed them that the nocturnal pressure and the DNA test were more than just rumors to her. They were wounds that required recognition. She wanted to know that she did everything in her power to defend herself, even if the court case never materialized. Mendeecees reported feeling the walls closing in. He reportedly admitted he didn't know how to fix what was wrong and asked an old mentor for advice.